Yo, YouTube, wanted to record a short video for you as I just finished my AM stretching routine. This is the importance of flexibility, especially and particularly as a man, because as a man, typically you're doing the same thing every single day, you're consistent, things are boring. I often am complimented when a woman says I'm boring, well, that's boring. Well, it's not supposed to be fun. Success is boring. It's consistency, doing the same thing over and over again, diligently, and improving and being innovative. There's nothing exciting or fun about it. Fun and excitement are typically reserved for women and children. So yeah, I just wanted to talk briefly about, as I enter into my bedroom here, and the importance of flexibility, especially if you're like a gym goer and things like that. You can end up falling into the trap of being too rigid, too structured. And I'm reminding you here of the law of balance. You can't just be, there's a time and place for structure and process, but you also have to be able to tap into the other side. The same with masculinity and femininity. Life is about balance. You can play and you can work. So it's very, very important to be flexible. And the definition of flexible is to be able to bend without breaking. If you're too rigid and structured and you just lift weights, this is one of the reasons why I prefer calisthenics over traditional weightlifting, although I do lift weights on occasion, is because you end up too structured and too rigid, and then you can't put your arms around your back, you can't do certain things, you can't do certain movements, and that means, yes, it's possible, like a rock, you can get so solid that you just can't break, but in life, you need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible in life. And if you're not flexible in body, how can you expect to be flexible in life, day-to-day situations? So this is why I urge people to appreciate and understand or overstand the connection between things. If you can't reach down and touch your toes, you're not flexible. That means you cannot be flexible in a life situation. If your girlfriend or one of your friends said, hey, come here, you can't do that because you're too rigid. So it's so important to be flexible in body first, and then be flexible in mind, and then you're going to flexible in spirit, and of course you're going to be flexible in reality and day to day. To be able to bend without breaking is way more beneficial than just being too rigid and too structured. You can self-explode. Sometimes if you cultivate too much masculine energy without tapping into femininity, and this is why practices like yoga, I do Pilates, I do a lot of stretching, typically associated with femininity, but it's imperative that as a man that you're doing these things, because if you increase your masculine energy too much, it can get to a place where it becomes destructive and it can backfire. Like, I've seen like super serious military men who end up becoming transgender. If I could name drop, I would, but I remember reading stories like that. That stuff does happen, or they end up exploring this and exploring that. You need an outlet, and this is why, especially if you are retaining your energy, you retain your seed, and you're single and you're just focused on masculinity, you need to find times to, and this is what the benefits of having a woman as well. You should only have a woman or a girlfriend if you're extremely masculine, and she's going to help balance out your energies naturally. The sun is out. I'm trying to get some of that before my next work block. So I work in 90-minute work blocks, by the way, and unfortunately I don't just go with the flow, but that's just an aspect of structure that I incorporate into my days, and for me it's a must, because that's just what I need to do. But at the same time, this is why I must, like, for example, practice things like stretching and things like that. It's so important. But yeah, I hope that has changed your potential viewpoint on something. Like, I stretch every day. Before, I used to just go gym. I get massages quite regularly, have a foam roller, and yeah,